Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk. A couple of months ago, I hosted a Tech Talk episode that focused on cloud computing and why your company should be in the cloud. That episode generated a few questions from people who asked me about cloud computing versus edge computing, so I thought I'd take a few minutes to explain just what edge computing is, how it differs, and how it complements cloud computing. First, if you recall, cloud computing involves an architecture where our applications, our files, our data storage is occurring in the vastness of the internet known as the cloud. In a full cloud setup, you're no longer storing data locally or running applications on top of on-premise servers. So what the heck is edge computing and how does it differ from cloud computing? Well, if you think about all the locations that run on applications or consume data and content from the cloud, imagine the massive amounts of data being transmitted. Some of those uses require extremely fast speeds and low latency or transmission that can't have any delay. Think of video streaming services or real-time gaming scenarios. If you're trying to serve up high-definition video to thousands or millions of viewers, you're pulling all that content from the core cloud, you run the risk of there being some delays in its transmission. If, instead, you push some of that content or computing power to the nodes or servers closer to the edge of the cloud and closer to the consumers of that data or content where it's most needed, it can be provided at faster speeds and without any latency. Those nodes around the edges of the cloud can even be things such as Internet of Things devices like this Apple Watch that can process and serve up data that might originate in the cloud. Think of it as bringing the cloud to you. By distributing and decentralizing the computational needs of consumers, you can more efficiently meet stringent speed or latency requirements. You might not need to rely on edge computing to run those weekly reports you send to your boss that sit on top of big data in the cloud, but if you're streaming high-definition video around the world, you can create a better experience by leveraging edge computing or caching to ensure that content has fewer nodes to navigate to get to those viewers. Video, smart homes, autonomous vehicles, medical devices, and smart devices like the occasionally annoying assistant that lives in this watch are just a few examples where edge computing and cloud computing can work together to provide a better experience. It's still early, and while there's a lot of hype around edge computing at the moment, there are still questions to be answered and security concerns to be addressed. But I think you'll start seeing even more applications come online in the near future that are using edge computing. Thanks, and we'll see you next time on Tech Talk.